welcome to episode 1 of the Digital CFO. This is the podcast series where technology and finance overlap. And this is the place that you can learn how best to leverage modern technology and how best to plan out your IT strategy to enhance your business and your finance function and team. Today, I've got Simon Smithers with us, who is a long-time expert on finance systems, having worked in the industry for over 20 years.
Thanks, James. Yes, my name is Simon Smithers. I've been in the software industry now for over 20 years and worked on many transformation projects in that time. But it's not about me today, James. I've got some questions for you. So can you just give us a quick intro on yourself and your background?
Sure, thanks, Simon. Yeah, look, I've been a CFO for the best part of the last 10 years. And before that, I had a long career with Unilever. But in that time, I've run some very large-scale projects and also some smaller-scale projects. But most importantly, I've really taken on board what digital transformation can do with today's modern technology. And what I've really enjoyed is seeing what is possible with moving on-premise legacy systems and taking advantage of software as a service. And this podcast series is really intended for audience or listeners that are CFOs or are aspiring to become CFOs, so that they can show the leadership that their organizations and their functions need in order to adopt and take a full advantage of what's actually out there now. One of the things I've noted, having moved from the sort of the business side of being a CFO, and now I actually work for a big tech company. I've been able to see perhaps both sides of both sides of what's going on, and it's quite interesting because when I now talk to a lot of customers, I can see that perhaps the level of knowledge that I had assumed would be out there doesn't really exist. And that's understandable because most CFOs, they're very focused on their day-to-day job, and it's not really expected that you become a tech expert as well as a finance expert. However, I do believe strongly that there's a lot of low-hanging fruit left as a result, and some decisions that are being made, even today, take me by surprise because I sort of think that they are being made through a lack of a basic understanding of the technology available.
But what is digital transformation?
That's a good question, Simon. I'm glad you asked. I sort of laugh really because I think, well, when I think of digital, I think digital's been around rather a long time, and yet it's such a buzzword at the moment. I think I remember having a digital watch when I was about 12 years old and being pretty proud of that. And then for whatever reason, we all moved back to analog watches. And it was only recently that I actually got an Apple Watch. But to your point, really, digital transformation in today's modern sense means removing all of these manual processes that are still happening in businesses. And anything, if you think about it, that's written down on a piece of paper and a piece of paper is moving from A to B is more than likely to be one of those manual processes. I'd even go so far as to say, though, manual processes which involve spreadsheets is another area which I would put in this sort of analog basket. There's now an opportunity to really automate and streamline most business processes to the point where it's sort of hands off and just let the systems look after themselves. That's where we're going, and I think it is possible to deliver for an awful lot in finance, that in totality. So for the purposes of this podcast series, digital transformation will mean that.
Great. Okay. Coming up, what can we expect from future episodes?
Well, I'll be talking through some of my own personal experiences. In my last role, I was looking after a tea roasting business. They had a lot of legacy disparate systems, nothing really talked to each other. There are a lot of duplicated processes, a lot of manual intervention. And I must have put in 5 or 6 different SaaS solutions in different areas, but mostly around one platform that allowed for sort of seamless integrations between the functions and the siloed departments. And I'll also be talking to some customers and bringing them in to share their experiences as well, so that CFOs or the audience will really understand what is possible and how to set yourself up for success.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you for joining us today. This is the first of many episodes of our series, so please do subscribe. The next week's episode will in fact be about technical debt, why that matters, and what you can do to eliminate it from your business.